Hey everyone, I'm Mark from Novation and we're here today at Bop DJ in Manchester, and we brought with us our circuit mono station, and we're going to delve into this and take a quick look. So for those again familiar with circuit will notice that we have a circuit style sequencer that's attached to essentially an analog synth, a mono synth, more noticeably very similar to the base station engine. However, although a few of the features or parameter controls of the base station are actually removed, so we're missing one LFO and we're missing one envelope, but what we kind of miss in terms of those parameters, we actually gain a lot more kind of flexibility with the circuit style sequencer and some of the other features that are going on with the synth engine itself. We have a various amount of controls at the top, but essentially we have our oscillators. It's two oscillators and a sub oscillator, which can be controlled on our mixer section here. That's coupled with a sub oscillator that's running at 1 octave below. There's also a noise circuit as well. One of the really good features of circuit mono station is it actually features an audio input as well. So we can actually run an audio input into the back of circuit mono station that comes in before the filter and the distortion. And of course, mono station is an analog synth, so you can really kind of crunch you know, a very digital kind of signal coming in via the audio with the analog filter and the analog distortion itself. So we say we've got the filter, which is very similar to the one from the base station. There's a couple of really good features that you get with the filter on circuit mono station. For example, we have the bypass feature, which you can choose to bypass either the noise or oscillator 2 from the filter and just remove them from the filter and just filter the remaining, so say oscillator 1. So as we said, circuit mono station is a mono synthesizer, so by that obviously you can only kind of play one note, but it actually introduces paraphonic behavior. So by paraphonic, what that means is with oscillator 2, for example, we can actually pitch oscillator 2 separate to oscillator 1. So in a sense, it kind of gives us another voice. So that's a really good another feature about circuit mono station, the paraphonic behavior, and we can turn that on by selecting shift and the paraphonic mode. So if we look into the sequencer side of it, again, some people that are familiar with Novation circuit will recognize the kind of layout that we've got going on here. But if we just kind of look at the sequencer style that we've got a 16-step sequence at the bottom here, and we can just hit record, and when we're ready we can play in a few notes. So again, works very similar to circuit in that sense. Now, a couple of really good things we can do with circuit mono station. We've got the ability to change the pattern settings. So this is in a sense a really deep sequencer, or deeper sequencer compared to circuit. So for example, we have different kind of time signatures at the top. So we can kind of speed this sequence up, or we can slow it down. So we have different time signatures that are available. And also with that, we have different kinds of pattern behavior as well. So at the moment we're just playing the sequence forward, but we can also play that backwards. And we also have a ping pong as well, so we can play that forwards and backwards. And the last setting here is completely random, so it's picking up different kind of random notes within the sequence. So that's a really good feature of the sequencer side of circuit mono station. And one of the other really good features that you can do with the synth engine itself, which you couldn't do with the base station, is actually automate a lot of the parameters. So for example, whilst we have record on, if we want to, we can actually record the filter frequency cutoff. And we can see that once we record that automation in, it will actually kind of flash just to let us know that we have the automation stored and saved. And if we want to clear that, we can just hold clear and we can move that particular parameter, and that will also reset it. And pretty much any of the movable kind of parameters can actually be automated. So for example, if we want to automate oscillator 2, we can do that as well, or perhaps we can bring in the sub for a little bit. And also some noise as well. we can move that up to the envelope as well. So you can really go crazy with the automation that's going on as well. One of the other really good features of Circuit Monostation is the addition of the modulation matrix. So we have this pattern here at the moment, but what we can do if we want is we can actually use the modulation matrix to say introduce some LFO to the pitch. So we select LFO on the source, and then we select pitch as the destination. This will be the pitch for oscillator 1, and then we're going to add some depth of control, and this will now introduce some LFO to the pitch. So we can hear some kind of noticeable wobble on the LFO. So the modulation matrix is really, really powerful, especially when we start to think about the auxiliary CV, which is another really good feature of Circuit Monostation. Is on the rear panel, we actually have the ability to send control voltage out via CV to, say, your modular synthesizer or your Euro rack setup. So imagine Circuit Monostation essentially being the envelope module, the LFO module, or the sequencer to your modular synthesizer, which is really, really powerful. In terms of the sequencer, you actually have a completely separate modulation sequence that you can send various different kind of signals out via the auxiliary CV into your modular system. It's a really, really deep and intense product, so certainly recommend you coming down to Bop DJ to check that out. But that's a really, really brief look over Circuit Monostation. So thanks for watching. For more information on any Novation products, please visit bopdj.com or head down to your local Bop DJ store where you can get hands-on on all of our Novation products.